Hi, I'm Mary Valamides, and I'm going to share with you the 5th grade mathematics 5th 6 weeks curriculum preview. Here are the big ideas for this 6 weeks. Notice that our very first day, we're going to be giving the CBA. This is just a quick little calendar. It'll show you the student expectations and how much time has been allowed to teach those. So I'm not telling you teach by the book. I'm telling you really look at the student expectations. So you'll notice that we'll have our CBA. Then you have a couple of days to finish learning about 5.7a. So 5.7a, customary metric conversions. The kids were taught this concept in 4th grade with 4.8c. Now you'll continue this with 5th grade. Notice if you use a process column, it makes it more understandable for the kids. So here when we say 1 foot is 12 times as long as 1 inch, then if you have your table with the process column in the middle, showing 1 foot times 12 would be 12 inches. So using a process column is very helpful for our children. Here is one example on 2016 STAR where we had a conversion between millimeters and centimeters. If you haven't started already, please have the kids use their STAR reference materials because the conversions are available on the back of their chart. So please make sure they're using these, especially when you're teaching this unit. Then you'll have 7 days to teach personal financial literacy. Notice after those 7 days, we'll have spring break, and then we'll have a week for STAR review before testing. So as we start these, notice that with these terms, it's so important to know the definitions of these words. It starts with 510A, define income tax, payroll tax, sales tax, and property tax. And then 510B, explain the difference between gross income and net income. Notice the vocabulary. These are very rich in vocabulary terms. So have the kids put their vocabulary terms in a journal. Also, there's some additional activities in Eduphoria that's available. Here is what TEA released as supporting information. Notice it gives us the terms and their definitions. And on STAR, we were given a definition and we were asked to find the term that best fits it. Notice our kids scored 68% on item 45. Here's a STAR release sample item. Notice that we're using those same terms, but really look at this question because it's worded just a little differently. And here the kids are supposed to explain the difference between gross income and net income as they find out which one is true. Then you'll be teaching 510E and 510F on simple budgets. Here is a STAR item, number 22. The kids scored 74%, very well. And here's a release sample item. Notice it looks very similar to the item on STAR. And then a STAR released item for 510E on budget. Notice 510C and 510D will never be assessed on STAR, so you have a choice of whether you would like to teach this now while you're teaching financial literacy or teach it after STAR. So here we have 2 days allowed for this time, and if you choose to teach it after STAR, that would be fine because these are not on STAR at all. Also notice the new vocabulary terms that you can go over the kids with is so important, especially for financial literacy. Here's 4 more activities that you can use with these terms. You have 6 days for STAR review. Now you can review the readiness standards or you can review specifically the SCs that we scored low in. Here's some readiness standards that you can see that we didn't score very well in. 53L, 53E, 54H, 59C, and 54F have been our lowest scoring readiness standards 2 years in a row, although we're improving each year. Here's our lowest scoring supporting standards. You might want to focus on those as well. And then our lowest scoring process standards. So whenever they're selecting tools, whether it's a graph or estimating, that would be 5.1c, and 5.1g display explain and justify, which you can do in class when you ask kids to explain their answers or to justify their answers. Remember, you have these resources available as well as others in Eduphoria. You also have this, which has all the resources by student expectation, so you can decide which expectations you would like to cover. Now, some things I would like to share with you on your STAR assessment. It's going to be given March the 28th. However, there's been a few changes with the blueprint. Notice that it has been shortened by 14 questions, and that there will be 6 field test questions. There's no change on gradable questions. There still will be 3, and there's no change to the assessed curriculum. So this was 2015-16 blueprint. Here is a 2016-17 blueprint. Notice reporting categories are the same. The number of standards are the same. Here's the number of total standards. That's the same. And the percentages, readiness standards will still be 60 to 65% of the test. However, what's changed is the total number of questions, and they've changed it proportionally by reporting category. So if you want to focus just on the first 2 sections where we have, I want to go back, just on the reporting category 1 and reporting category 2, that would be fine. So that would be one area of concentration. Or do you want to focus on the readiness standards? That would be a choice based on your children's needs, what you think would be best. So there will be 33 multiple choice questions, 3 gradable questions, and only 36 in all. But on those 36, don't forget, we also have 6 field test items, so there'll be 42. But only 36 will the kids be held accountable for. So here is just, I wanted to show you a comparison of how the kids, what they tested on last year. Notice there were 50 total questions versus this year. Well, there'll be 36. And how the number of items was affected from year to year. And again, you may focus on just reporting categories 1 and 2 when reviewing for STAR. And if you do, here are the readiness standards you'll be covering as well, some of our lowest scoring ones. Just the 2 that are grade, 5.4H and 5.9C, will not be covered. So our STAR test will be on March the 28th. And I know your kids are going to do great. Now, what are you going to do after that STAR test? Just continue reviewing, because you will be getting the information by April the 18th. And then May 8th will be the day for retesting. Then June 20th will be the date for test 3. Now, after STAR, remember, just continue reviewing. As you'll notice, April the 18th, the Tuesday after the 6 weeks, our results should be arriving. So you'll know which kids to really help prepare for the second round. Hopefully, not very many. Professional development, I want you to know that CAMP is in Fort Worth this year at the Convention Center. It'll be there July 10th through the 12th. Register before May 1st, and if you do, it's only $185. If you decide to go, please let me know if you'd like to volunteer, because I can help you with that. Have a wonderful 6 weeks, and thank you for listening.